All right, welcome class of 2028. I'm Mrs. Howell. I'm the director at eSTEM Academy at Roosevelt High School. We have a Google form link that we're going to drop in the chat so you can mark attendance to this meeting so we know if you were able to attend with us. Just a little bit about myself. I've lived in the Eastvale community since 2006. I'm very committed to this community. I've done a lot of community work here. I've been in education my whole life through middle school, elementary, and high school. So I understand the progression students go through their educational career in this lower levels. And I've been here for a long time. I worked on the incorporation of the city of Eastvale. I was on the inaugural city council. I'm very committed to this community and Roosevelt being a successful school. So my long hours and days are awarded back to my own community and my own kids and neighbors and friends that live here. So I'm so excited to be working at Roosevelt with you all. We have Mrs. Caroline Cabal right here with us, who is a fantastic counselor by day and by extra day. She is our interim dean here at Eastvale STEM Academy because we lost our fabulous dean, Mr. Cortez, and so we needed someone to fill in so we can hire. And who better than somebody that is multi-talented, knows the program, and is probably one of the hardest workers I've ever met, Ms. Cabal. And we also have here I have a dream team. I'm not kidding, you guys. I know people say this about their team a lot, but they're all lying. Ours is really good. So this is Mrs. Hilda Castanon, and she is our phenomenal Riverside County of the Year counselor. She should be the national counselor, but she's phenomenal. STEM plans StepCon every year to teach counselors how to be STEM enthusiasts through scheduling and supporting students. And Ms. Marissa Adams, who's filling in for Mrs. Cabal, has filled those shoes in exceptionally, helping our students with Alpha A through Me. Thank you, Ms. Adams, for all the work you're doing with us. And just to remind you of our program, we have requirements. We're going to go through all of it in our commitment contract, but we have some changes. So that's what we're here to notify you about. A little bit of changes, which means more opportunity for our students. So we have 3 pathways here. There's 3 choices of courses in the medical pathway. There's 2 choices in computer science, and there's 2 choices in engineering. This is new. We've never had this many options for our students. It's because we added year 2s onto some of these courses. For our pathway completion of CTE, those are 2-year courses. So if you look here at medical, it says pathology and infectious disease. Pathology is year 1, infectious disease is year 2. Intro to health careers is year 1. Medical assisting clinical is year 2. Same thing as you can see going around. So when a student commits to one of these courses, they're making a 2-year commitment to finish that pathway. All right. In addition to the pathways courses for CTE, we have 3 years of research. Now, we are getting better every year at this. And one thing that we know as educators here is that passion is really important in research, because nobody wants to research something they're not passionate about. So since students are doing it 9th, 10th, and 11th, we're really encouraging them to do the research in the area that motivates them. If you're a computer science student, do it in computer science. Find a topic in computer science that you really like, read up on about it, and let's pick a project for you to do in that. If it's in engineering, let's get you building. Let's have you doing something in engineering, improving a design. If it's science and medical, then let's get you into those different topics. So that passion is really important, but all students are required to do 3 years of research. And then enrichment opportunities clubs. This is where I see our students shine. Our students are going to middle schools and elementary schools. They're doing events in the community. They're volunteering. They're joining local and national and international competitions and HOSA, hospice, robotics, manufacturing. All of these clubs are student organizations, student-led. They participate in events, do all of this. And that's where we see on their college applications or their resumes, all of the leadership opportunities that they take part in. I organized this event for my community. I led this group of peers to complete this vision. So this is what we want students to get involved with, all these clubs and organizations, or sports if it's sports, because we want them to be well-rounded. We want them to have that strong academics, but we know we want well-rounded students that are hireable. And that's what the job market tells us that they want, right? Our employers tell us we want students that can work together well, that can lead, that are problem solvers and collaborators. So when they join these activities, they get that friend group, a really good friend group that will push them in the right area. So don't pass those opportunities up as they come. All right, and then I'm going to kick it on over to our counselors.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and jump into our 4-year plan. So as your student accepts being in our program, part of what they're accepting is to follow this 4-year plan that we have set for our STEM students. And this plan basically shares with you what courses your students should be taking at every grade level. So you can see that in 9th grade, the 6 courses that we're asking your student to take are listed there, as well as in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. This 4-year plan has all the requirements that we're looking for our students to fulfill, which include high school graduation requirements, A through G requirements, which are the minimum requirements needed to enter into a 4-year university, as well as our STEM STOL requirements for students. This plan has all of those in one area here. And because we're looking at them completing 3 different requirements, your student will likely have summer school every summer moving forward after their 9th grade year. So this summer, they will not have any required summer school courses from the eSTEM program. Again, the summer courses that we will ask will start summer after their 9th grade year. Now, in this program, you'll notice that we do ask students to commit to taking 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 3rd level of a foreign language, complete their CTE STEM pathway. As Ms. Howell mentioned in the previous slide, we have our 3 different pathways, and we are asking students to fulfill the STEM pathway as they move along in their years and through the 4-year plan. Because we do have such a set plan for your student that's built to help them fulfill their post-secondary goals, we do find it quite difficult to accommodate other programs in the 4-year plan. So when your student is committing to the eSTEM program, they essentially will not be able to add AVID, Umoja, Puente, etc. Because as you can see, we have their 6 classes slated out from 9th through 12th grade. So this is just as a whole what you will be seeing. On the next slide, we're going to break it down for the 9th grade year. And every year we actually sit with your students and share information with you as a parent for every year, just so that we could take it one step at a time, because we know that this plan is actually a fluid plan for your student and could change at any moment. So we do take it piece by piece. And today we're going to take the 9th grade piece. Your student received this course selection sheet when we visited their middle school for Roosevelt Rush, and it will be due on February 13th. This course selection sheet does include the courses needed for STEM. So you'll see that there are 6 classes listed, and the first 4 are courses that they will take on our campus, and they're take a language arts, either regular or honors. A math course, which is going to be selected based on their current math level, their current grades, teacher recommendation, and district placement. They will select between a biology honors or a regular medical biology course. All 9th grade students will be taking Intro to PE to start. Now, your student may be trying out for a different sport, potentially wanting to add band, and those are definitely courses they can take in place of their PE. But please keep in mind that if your student is going to take band, they will be required to take marching band PE if they'd like to added into their schedule. That would be the only way for us to add their band course, because again, all ninth graders must be in a PE course. For the sports part, if your student tries out, we will keep them in the Intro to PE course until we get rosters from our coaches, our athletic department. Once we have rosters, that's when we'll go ahead and make changes to the sport. Now, the electives is where we change a bit. If you look down towards the bottom, we have an accepted STEM student electives. These are the electives that your student will be selecting from. They will choose a foreign language, either Spanish or Chinese. If your student is currently in level 1 at their middle school, they can come in as level 2. And then the next elective they will select is going to be based off of the pathway of their choosing. If they are choosing engineering, they would take robotics as their STEM elective. If they're going to be in the computer science pathway, they'll take AP Computer Science or Cybersecurity. The medical pathway will have the option of choosing one of the electives listed above. And for example, drawing and painting may be one that they opt to take to get their fine art out of the way, which is a requirement for A through G, high school graduation, etc. So that is in a nutshell the 6 courses that your student will take as a ninth grade student. And we can guarantee a total of 6 periods 1 through 6. I saw a question about 0 period, and just so you know, 0 period courses are limited, and we will guarantee your students have a period 1 through 6. The course selection sheet is due on the 13th to your history teacher, and we will be meeting with your students individually on March 26th at Ramirez and on March 28th at River Heights. All of this information, if you need a new copy, we do have it on our incoming ninth grade newsletter. We encourage you to review it. It has quite a bit of information as well as course descriptions. If you'd like to get a little more info on robotics or computer science, you can search it up in the course description link, and it's available to you. Now, at our high school, again, students will have 6 classes guaranteed, periods 1 through 6, and we are on block schedules, which means that students attend 3 classes a day. On odd days, on Mondays and Thursdays, students attend their odd courses, periods 1, 3, and 5. On Tuesdays and Fridays, students attend their even courses, periods 2, 4, and 6. Wednesday is a common day, and typically a late start day, and they attend all of their 6 classes on that day. So this just gives you a quick snapshot of what a typical ninth grade schedule in STEM will look like. And beginning on March 29th, you will be able to schedule an appointment with us as counselors in a small group or individually, so that we can review your students' 4-year plan, so that we can go ahead and plan out what it will look like for your student in the next few years here in our STEM program. So keep an eye out for your email. That information will be sent out late March. And again, scheduling will begin March 29th, and the actual meetings will be between April and May. And you will be welcome to join us for any of these meetings. Information will be emailed out, and we will also update our incoming ninth grade newsletter. So this newsletter is going to be key for you to keep handy, as we'll constantly update with any info that we have available for you.
Now, in addition to the counseling piece and selecting your courses, planning ahead, planning that and completing that 4-year plan, we do also have the commitment contract. And this contract is for you to let us know that you are fully committed to our program. Our program is rigorous, comprehensive, and we do have that focus on research. And we want to make sure that students and families are aware of the commitment for the next 4 years for your student. And so I'll briefly go over this contract, and we'll send this out to you tomorrow, and you can sign it and send it back on to us, and we'll provide directions on how that'll be completed. So for the first one, we want to make sure that students are staying on the eSTEM 4-year plan. And so there's fluidity in terms of what you draft coming into 9th grade versus what you finally complete by the time you reach 12th grade. But we do want to ensure that students are completing 4 years of math, 4 years of science, to level 3 of a world language, that families know that there is a commitment to summer school after 9th and 10th grade, and that students are going to be taking the CTE STEM elective sequence for computer science, engineering, or medical. The classes are 2-year sequences, and you can see that on the 4-year plan. We want to make sure our students are maintaining positive academic standing throughout their 4 years. And this is because, as you can see, for summer school, the students already have courses that they have to take in summer. And so if they are making up DF grades in core classes, it takes a little bit of shifting of what the priorities are and what courses that they'll need to take in order to make sure that they're meeting graduation A through G requirements. We also want to make sure that students and families are aware of our CERT project, which is our science and engineering research project that they will be completing for 3 years in 9th, 10th, and 11th grades. In 9th grade, it is a mini project. It's embedded into the courses and very supported by the teachers. And so the students are able to get a taste of what the research is like as they are joining in 9th grade, and the teachers are supporting them. And then they'll present to a mini panel. Actually, for our current 9th graders, our panel is tomorrow. And so we're really excited to see our students work then. For 10th graders, now that they've had this experience with research in 9th grade, they are able to work with a group or by themselves, and they're able to come up with a project within their interests or anything that they want to explore. And this is embedded into several of their classes and supported through their classes, and they will present to a full panel. Then when they reach 11th grade, students will complete the research project independently, and they'll present to the panel. And so for our CERT project, we do have it scaffolded in their 9th, 10th to 11th grade year so that they have the supports, and then we see them complete a project on their own, fully with the skills that they've learned in the first 3 years. We want to make sure that families and students are aware of the academic expectations, academic integrity, behavioral conduct, and attendance. We want to make sure that students are actively participating. They are preparing for exams. They are committed to the code of academic integrity. So, not stepping into places where they're cheating or using AI in a way that they shouldn't be. We want to make sure our students have a high level behavior conduct. So this is really important because our students in the STEM program are leaders on campus. And we want to make sure that they maintain that they are acting appropriately, and that they're leading others with empathy, with compassion, and with a commitment to the community of STEM, to the community of Roosevelt, to the community of Eastvale. We want to make sure that our students are citizens, are good citizens going out into the world. And so this is really important to us. And we want to also make sure that students are maintaining satisfactory attendance. And we want to make sure we're limiting absences as well as tardies. Of course, things come up, students get sick, there are tardies for a variety of reasons, but we just want to make sure that students are coming to school, and they're coming to school on time as best as they can. And so on the right side right there, you can see the commitment pledge. And then again, we'll send this out to you tomorrow, and you and your student can review this and make sure to submit this by February 23rd, fully signed, and we'll provide instructions on how to complete this. Here we have our timeline. We will send out the slide deck. It is in the chat, but we'll send it out in an email tomorrow with the commitment contract. But just to quickly go over all these important dates that have been reviewed a little bit before. We have our commitment contract coming out tomorrow, and it is due by the 23rd. And so parents and students who do not turn in the contract, that is going to let us know that you're opting out of the program. You might be choosing Avid, Puente, Moja, or Roosevelt's, and that is, that's awesome. You're attending these information sessions and you're seeing which programs are best for you. On March 12th, I'm really excited about this. We have our eSTEM Expo. It is our 7th annual, and we have an exclusive entry time for incoming 9th grade students and families. And so this is just for you guys, 4:30 to 5. The event ends at 7:30, but just from that 30-minute period, you can go and explore the campus, meet your teachers, meet our ambassador leaders, other leaders on campus, and get to know us. Then March 26th and 28th, we have course selection at Ramirez and then River Heights. In March in general, this is the time to complete the online re-enrollment on Parent Connect, as you do every year for all of your students in CNUSD. April to May, that's the 4-year plan group meeting with the eSTEM counselors. May 14th, we have our STEMazing race. This is an eSTEM freshman orientation. We'll send out more information as we get closer to this day, but it's a great day where students are racing around in a group that they just formed with their new friends coming into STEM, and they're racing around to the various parts of campus, meeting their teachers, meeting other leaders on our campus. Now, if your student is interested in joining band or various sports, they may have summer camp, they may have practices over the summer, so please be on the lookout for that information, and that would be from June to July. Now, on August 5th, we have our freshman registration, and this is where you could join your student and come get their ID card, any textbooks they may need, get their picture taken, etc. On August 6th, we have our Link Crew orientation, and that's where they get to tour our ERHS. And this is a time where they're connected with a group of other students in ERHS as well as their link leader. And they get to explore the campus, they get to have some fun activities that are just for them so that they can get acclimated right before they jump into school, which starts on August 13th. And as I mentioned, we have that Eastville STEM Expo. Please do join us. We hope that you can calendar this in and come just for this very special time from 4:30 to 5 for accepted students. Last year, we had students come in and we gave them a little badge and we were just saying hi to them. Like, if you've been to Disneyland and you wear the little pin where it says it's your birthday, it's like that, but for accepted students. And so we would love for you to join us during that time. Make sure you join the Counseling Remind. We have the student one and the parent one. The student one is STEM CCC 28 and the parent one is STEM PT 28. We'll drop that in the chat as well for you. This is where you can get counseling information for anything and everything. And you can also text back to counselors as well if you have any questions for them. But you can get, this is the Remind for the next 4 years. And so you'll get scholarship information, course selection, college visits, dual enrollment, anything and everything is through this Remind. We have our contact information here. So we have our general questions. Make sure you email eSTEM Academy for very specific course related, counseling related questions. We have the emails here for both myself and Miss Adams, and then Miss Castanon as well, depending on your last name and the alpha breakdown. And then we also have the newsletter that we did drop in the chat and our Facebook, Twitter /X, and Instagram handle right there for you. And I'm going to loop this back to Miss Howell.
All right, so just a reminder, when ERHS sends out that orientation information, make sure you mark that on your calendar. That's when they're going to get, yearbook pictures taken, pick up Chromebooks, do all the things you do in middle school, just as you do in high school, to get you set up for success for the first day of school. So that way you're ready to be here. And in that, they're going to ask for an RSVP if you want to go on a Link Crew tour. I'm not kidding you. Never fails. Every year I have parents calling me and saying, hey, can you please just try to get my student in? We didn't RSVP for it. And they can't because they work so hard to set up all of these student groups and they group them together. It takes a lot of planning effort. It's just not a typical tour. So make sure when you get that RSVP request, fill it out. Your student will not regret it. They'll get to take a tour of all of ERHS, and it's a big campus. We're so fortunate as a community to have such a beautiful large campus because our students have so many programs and opportunities here. So they don't want to miss meeting upperclassmen and taking a tour. So, okay, so really important, families. 2 things are going to come to you tomorrow. 2 things that are critical. In an email, you are going to get the commitment contract to sign. Like Mrs. Cabal said, that is the acceptance that you are committed to the program. If we don't get it, we're under the impression you're signing up for a program somewhere else. So get that commitment contract submitted to us. The directions will be in the email. The second thing you're going to get is identify your pathway. It's going to ask you, are you medical, engineering, or comp sci? We need that information to see how many students are in each pathway. All of this information is needed so we can go and accept next people down on the wait list if people don't send us that commitment contract. So please get that to us as quickly as possible, and especially by the due date. So thank you all for coming. I hope that this presentation really lowered your anxiety. We wanted to just give you the dates and the process, everything you need so when you come to high school, whether you're a pro and you've had other kids here, or it's your first time coming to high school, we just lower the anxiety for you. You have a complete plan of action of all the things before then, so you know what's expected. Your kids are acclimated to the environment. And as you can tell by the presentation, Ms. Castnom, Ms. Cabal, Ms. Adams, they are on it with communication. So you will get everything you need on there. Emails, contact information's at your fingertips. So I just want to thank you all for coming, being prepared for the year and a great program. And we're excited to be working with you and looking forward to seeing you on campus. So if you have any other questions, just go ahead and drop them in the box. We'll answer them. We'll stay on for like the next few minutes just to double check. But if you don't have any questions, you are welcome to go enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. All right, team, you got a thank you. Very helpful information. You got a couple of those. Thank you for the kind words, families. And I'm not seeing any questions pop up, so I think we did a good job answering them in between sessions. All right, so we're going to go out and close out. All right, have a good night. Bye, everybody.